Sound like the Cowboys run defense. I want to go ahead and just slap the Cowboys defense. The leaders of your defense. Your defensive ends. Your big safety / linebackers. The attitude of your whole defense. Dan Quinn's preparation when it comes down to mindset. You got all the talent in the world, and you still soft. The Cardinals didn't do nothing but just go at you, and nothing too spectacular. Just say that you still soft. You let James Conner run all over you. Pathetic. You let the quarterback run all over you. Pathetic. He's a backup quarterback for life, and you got whooped by a backup quarterback. He ain't too much better than old Zach Wilson. You's a laughing stock. You soft. Only thing that gets by is because we got talent. Hoodlum. Hoodlum. Time after time again. Sound like a Keisha Cole and Missy Elliott song. You should have let it go. Time and time again. Time and time again. They soft, Hoodlum. No dogs. No dogs. No dogs. No dog. I don't care how much talent this defense got. They have no attitude. I was listening as I was working out this morning. I was listening to the post-game interviews. I was very upset with Michael Parsons. And I was very upset with Curse. Hankins and Osa, which have the mindset of team first and to go ahead and be a dog and stop run game, gave me anything. That's the type of answers that I want to hear. I don't care about somebody telling the media and the fans what they want to hear. I need somebody who's going to keep it real and keep it real on that field. Now, we made this statement probably about the beginning of the last season. We said that, unfortunately, we're going to have to rely on Michael Parsons' leadership. And we got to hope that he's a heck of a leader if we're going to do anything. He's not that. Michael Parsons is a great player. He's going to be one of the best players to ever suit up. But at this point in time, Michael Parsons is not that. He ain't no leader. He say the good things, I'm a lion, and he brands himself, of course. He brands himself. He's not no dummy. He brands himself. He does. He's an unstoppable force. But as far as the intangibles of what need to be had for a leader to get this team over the hump when it comes down to being physical, he don't got that. Lawrence, I was disappointed in his interview. But Lawrence was one of the few on that defense who played solid on that defensive line. So you can't get no criticism for what you said because you did the talking, and you actually was looking pretty solid out there as I reviewed the film early this morning. It's the same thing. It's the same. Look, we got to understand. No matter who you bring in, it doesn't matter if you're soft-minded. It does not matter if you're soft-minded. You can look at some of the defenses that won championships, and you can see some of the dog mentalities that they had on that particular defense, especially the Chiefs. Y'all know Frank Clark a dog. Chris Jones a dog. Bolton is a dog. They had dogs on each level. They don't have as much talent as the Cowboys do in totality. But one thing that they have that we don't have is a bunch of dogs. And one thing that a dog is going to do, he going to attack that run game. We don't have that many dogs on here. Just because we got a couple of hitters, don't mean that they dogs, though. Leighton Vander Esch, he's a good linebacker, but he's not a dog. Our dog at linebacker, he's out for the year. Osa, he may not be as talented as a Chris Jones and all them, but he is a dog. A dog. And you're seeing it. Hankins, he may not be as talented as other nose tackles, but Hankins is a dog. You have minimum dogs on this team. It's a psychology thing. I don't care how much talent that you have. If you are scared of the dog, if you are not willing to change your attitude and your approach to what's necessary, no matter what you say, it's not going to happen. Now I know there's a dog. He's a young dog. But if you want to change, you need to play him. His name is Viliami for Hoko. Put him there at DN and see if you see a difference in physicality. Look, man, I don't give a damn about how fast you can get to the quarterback. I don't care. I don't care. Because we've been getting to the quarterback for a couple years now. And it has been resulting in early exits. I don't care about your need for speed. I don't care about none of that stuff that you're talking about. You have to stop the run. Even though the league is going away from physicality, you have to stop the run. Mozzie Smith, you love his approach. You love his approach. Now, if you can get the approach that your deep tackles have to your DNs, now we're talking. I like Sam Williams, but he's coming into his own. He got to go ahead and keep going, but I like Sam. But Hoodlum, you're right. There's a difference between having talent and having talent with a winner mindset. They don't have no winner mindset. They don't. Your whole draft was filled with people that had winning like mentalities, which was probably one of your better drafts that you have ever had. Mozzie Smith did what he had to do for Michigan to win, which was stop the run. Schoonmaker did what you had to do in order to run the football, which was block. Winner, dog. Overshown, passion, dog, hitter. Something that your linebackers don't got right now. I don't care how good Clark got. He ain't that. He may be a good linebacker, but he ain't no dog, though. He not him. You're a good linebacker and deserves to play and gonna do some good things, but he not it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Deuce Vaughn, Hart, dog. Fahoku, dog. You got to get the rest of these little sissies out and put the dogs in. Come on. Come on. Because I'm going to get into that. Because we talked about this before the season started. We did. And it ain't the fact of if we was to lose a game. It's the fact that how we lost the game. It's the fact of who we lost the game to. It's the fact that who we supposed to be. Championships teams don't lose to teams like this. They may lose games. They may lose, maybe, let's say, it'd be more acceptable if you lost to the division because they know you, you know them. But this is the Arizona Cardinals with their C team out there. And you got dogged. They didn't do nothing spectacular. They didn't look like, they didn't have Miami Dolphins talent. They rolled out there with one wide receiver. They rolled out there with a 40-year-old tight end. They rolled out there with a running back who game is just power running, and with a quarterback who's a backup who would never, ever be a starter in the league. You can say any given Sunday all you want, but that any given Sunday shouldn't have been yesterday. I don't care what nobody say. You don't lose games like that. You don't. Not to a team like that. You may play down to the competition. You may give them a good game, but you come out on top at the end. It's kind of like basketball. I remember sometimes watching the Boston Celtics with Paul Pierce, KG, Rajon Rondo, right? Sometimes they would play down to their competition. But you know, in the fourth quarter, Paul Pierce, KG, Rondo, Ray Allen, they get ready to heat it up, and they get ready to get that win. It may be ugly, and it may be a close game, but they're going to show you on why that they're champions and why that they are dogs. When you get into fights like these, come on. And listening to Jonathan Hankins, he said that we are at our best when we're playing a gap and a half, attacking alignment, coming forward. This is facts. Hankins, I seen you out of position one time on that run. I believe it was with what's his name? There's a slot receiver. But it's one bad play. Because even one bad play, you should have the cleanup man right behind you, and they were nowhere to be found. It's more than talent, y'all. It's more than talent. So we have to understand this. Nobody would tell you this. I've played on teams that were talented as hell. See, let me tell y'all something. My junior year, our defense was like the Cowboys. We had waves of D linemen, good linebackers, secondary cold. We had to shuffle through our secondary, but you know why it didn't matter? Because our safety play was excellent, and up front, we got after it all the time. And we went to the championship. But one thing that we had an edge about ourselves. We had a mentality about ourselves. We had people like me at D tackle who chose to play the run first, who was very good at pass rush, but who chose to play the run first. Whole MO was stop the run, sacrifice for others, sacrifice for my DNs who's going to college, get ready to go to college, sacrifice so they can go ahead and make plays, sacrifice so my linebackers can go ahead and make hits, hold up. So just because we all had talent, we knew to do our jobs. We had a coach stressing, do your job. No matter how good you are, do your job. Either you do your job or you're coming out the game. He said, no matter, I don't care if you get 20, 30 sacks. Your job is to stuff this guy. Your job is to make sure that them boys don't touch them linebackers. That's your job. That's your job. And I embraced that. And I accepted that. You got a whole bunch of people on your defense who think they Superman. That think they untouchable. That think it's going to be handed to them. That think that because they made an improvement in the inside, that's it. It's not it. Early on in the season, this happens. You play a Jets team physical, and then that means you're inconsistent. That means you're inconsistent. Getting up for the Jets was nothing. They didn't have A-Rod. It was simple. You got punked. You looked horrible. Your mindset, a good team, even through defeat or not, is going to show consistency. They're going to show consistency. Now, whether they had a good game or not, that's different because you all entitled to bad plays, and perfection is not what we expect from anybody on the football field. But that standard of play is what we expect. We don't expect perfection, but we expect for you to play to a certain standard. Now, when I look at Osa Odighizuwa for these past few years, he has been playing to a standard of excellence in his job. When others fail, when others do bad, he remains consistent. And that is playing the run first. And he did a good job amongst others yesterday. So that tells me that your entire defense does not have this mindset. So not only is that on them, but that reflects on Dan Quinn. See, look, we're not going to go ahead and give Dan Quinn a pass because he got the pedigree, because he has the resume. He doesn't get no pass. Dan Quinn, your defense has been like this for quite some time with the Dallas Cowboys. They've been soft. You've been so-called trying to address this issue, and it hasn't happened. You choose to go light at linebacker, and you choose to keep people like Neville Gallimore, who is soft against the run. So when I look at your personnel decisions, when you let go of a vanilla gorilla and you let go of a Bohannon, that lets me know that contrary to popular belief, you still believe in getting to the quarterback over anything. When you have teams like the Chiefs investing in D tackles, investing into team first D linemen, investing in a middle linebacker such as Nick Bolton, who is excellent against the run. But all Your defense is predicated around is speed, 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 speed. That's why you have all them DBs on the field. Everything on your defense is speed. But rarely anybody other than a couple of people on your defense represents toughness. And as a defender, you must be tough. We are far from that. We are far from being tough. Having Curse on the field, yeah, he may be a hitter. But Curse, the so-called leader of this team, sucked against the run yesterday. Now, I'll give Donovan Wilson a pass. His first game, he looked a little rusty. Even though I'm being generous to him, because I shouldn't give him a pass. But all in all, I'm fair. So I'll give him a pass. Curse, you don't get a pass. Your run defense sucked. Your run fits just like the rest of the team. See, no. It was not the whole team. No. Your edges was trash. Dorrance sucked. He sucked. Horrible when it came to defending the run. He sucked. Fowler, he was a part of some chunk runs. You can count maybe 3 people in that D lineman, maybe 4, that did their job. If Micah was not one of them. See, when I heard Micah did not hold himself accountable. Micah was talking, oh, the same thing happened. No, Micah, because your ass was taking inside releases when you should have had outside contain. Stop that cat. So, Micah, if you can't take responsibility, like a quarterback is supposed to take responsibility, like a coach is supposed to take responsibility whether they fail or succeed, then how could we dare call you a leader? How dare we call you a leader? What, because you had good plays, you had good moments, you did your job sometimes? You didn't do your job all the time. Yeah, we can expect perfection, but there's a certain things that must be done, especially as an edge player, as yourself. And there was times where you did not hold that edge like you were supposed to do. You had some good snaps holding the edge. I watched the film. I watched more than one play a few times to watch more than one position. Micah, you didn't do your job all the time. You may always go ahead and do your thing when it comes down to rushing, but you don't always do your job when it comes down to defending the run. The same thing that has plagued us from the get-go is the same thing that's plaguing us now, y'all. Yeah, they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to, Hudler. That's the only way we can get to even thinking about forgiving these people. I don't care what happens against the Patriots. Show me your level of physicality against the Niners. And then even then, I'm going to still be pissed at y'all for this game because we know that you can do it against one of the most physical teams, but you couldn't do it against the Arizona. So that means you're not consistent, and you still can't win with you being inconsistent. I know we wasn't looking ahead to the Niners. I hope that we wasn't doing that because the Niners is a long way from here, even though it's next week pretty much. Inconsistent. It's not going to get it done. That's not what championship teams do. That's not what championship teams do. They're going to have to fix that. Run fits, This is not preseason. This is season. You had lots in practice. You've already had 2 games of practice. So everything that you should be, any rest or whatever the case may be, should have been knocked off. But evidently that wasn't the case. Shame on you, defense as a whole. Shame on you. Shame on you. Now let me get on this offense real quick. And this is most likely going to all be directed toward Dak Prescott. Let's be real. Now, I'm not blaming you, Dak, because quite frankly, the loss, not your fault. Because this team knew who you are. Mike McCarthy knows who you are. And he had a whole offseason to plan, to prepare, to attack all these teams with who you are. Now, let me ask you something. Let me tell y'all something. If we're going to be dink and dunk, what's the point of having all of these weapons? What's the point in investing in all these weapons if Dak is going to be your quarterback, so-called, for the future? You can dink and dunk with the Arizona Cardinals offense. You don't need all these weapons to do what Dak Prescott is doing. So you get all these weapons to be conservative. You get all these weapons and all these offensive linemen just to go ahead and still babysit Dak. Look, Dak is not the worst of the worst. And Dak is still a top half as far as ranking with the quarterbacks. I'm not going to lie to you and say that he's not. But if I got to do that to my quarterback, let's be honest with you, I can do that to Trey Lance. Trey Lance can give me what Dak Prescott is giving me even right now. I'm highly certain of that. So what the hell is we putting all this team together if we can't even trust Dak? We've seen it time and time again. We knew it before we even played the first game. Mike McCarthy is about to babysit this man. What the hell is the use of getting all these weapons to not use them correctly? In all reality, even with your so-called dink and dunk, you should still have 1,000 yard wide receivers. If this team is going to do anything, if you're going to go ahead and be conservative, Mike, in the red zone, you're going to have to let him go. You're going to have to let Dak go. You're going to have to let him throw that ball. You're going to have to. That's the only way that we're going to win anyway. Dak knew it. And there was something that Dak said that maybe I should have used my legs. And that's exactly what you should do. You know what Mike McCarthy needs to use Dak as? He needs to use Dak in a similar fashion like the Buffalo Bills do with Josh Allen. This Dak just need to take care of the ball better than what he does. But that's what they should do. Dak Prescott has that in him. You see Lamar running. You see all these other quarterbacks running it. But Dak Prescott doesn't. Not enough. Not enough. Not enough. He should be having 10, 12 carries a game. That's where I'm at with Dak now. My carry limit has went up for Dak Prescott. 10 to 12. 10 or more. Not 10. I ain't going to limit him. 10 or more. Minimum is 10. There's no way that you're playing this conservative and you're not using your legs even more. There's no way that's acceptable. There is no way that's acceptable. Everything about your body should be in use. If we can't use your arm in its entirety, then everything about your legs needs to be in use. Read option, you improvising, you just taking off. There were certain times where I said, take off, Dak, take, go. And here he go running and still trying to look down the field. Bro, it's okay to run the ball for 2 yards. It's okay to run the ball for 3 yards. I will take second and 7, second and 8, then second and 10. That's okay. It's okay. So, Mike McCarthy, you're going to have to take one more evolution. You're going to have to evolve. You're going to have to be evolved in your play calling one more time. You don't have the luxury of A-Rod in the backfield where you can do your thing. Dak Prescott, you'd have been in the league, 8+ years now? And you still don't have the wherewithal. You still ain't comfortable in the offense to go ahead and get out of certain plays. So you can call the plays from the sideline, but you freeze up in the game. Is that what we're saying? He's going to have to. I don't care if this defense ends up having a moment where they go ahead and just fix all of their run problems. Dak Prescott is going to have to make some plays if we're going to go ahead and do what we're supposed to be doing this year. He's going to have to. I've said this time and time and time and time again. He's going to have to. And if he don't, he's going to be in trouble. You're going to be in trouble. It's going to the same result. Same result. Same result. Same result. Red zone issues. We talked about that yesterday. It's a fixable thing. Throw it up. I'm looking at Gallup make a nice catch on the sideline with him adjusting his body. I'm like, that's the Gallup. That's what you can do in the red zone. That's what you could do with CD. It's not hard. If you could do it from 20 to 20, why you can't do it from the 20 on to the end zone? It's not hard. It's not hard. It's not hard. It's really not. It is really not. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. There ain't nothing good to say. Everything is centered around this defense being the same old defense and his team being the same old team, undisciplined, not taking it serious, being inconsistent, a soft defense, and an offense who's limited because we can only go so far. As you can see, whether the defense is on or not, sometimes the defense may play like the way that they did. But evidently, you don't have the offense to go ahead and combat that. Evidently, you don't have an offense that can play from behind. See, whether you're behind or not, Dak Prescott should be far along in the way he processes information and in his play where he can go ahead and come back, where he can go ahead and do his thing. Dak Prescott gonna have to show me something. So why the hell am I gonna pay somebody damn near $50 million to dink and dunk? Keep Cooper Rush can dink and dunk. Trey Lance can dink and dunk. I can go nab Andy Dalton. He can go dink and dunk. We're paying you. That's probably why they hesitated to pay him in the first place. I'm paying you. I'm paying Gallup $13 million. I got an 88. I brought in Cooks. Got Turpin. I drafted a wide receiver last year. I drafted a running back. I franchise tag TP. I drafted tight ends back-to-back years. I've been drafted offensive line. What more did this man need to be successful? What more does he need to be successful? It's him. It's him. Mike, if this season don't go accordingly, Mike is going to get the blame. But in all reality, it's not his fault. Can Dak Prescott throw the ball downfield? Yes. Dak Prescott usually has a bone-headed play or two where he just forces the ball or throws the ball late or something that's like, bro, what is you doing? Unacceptable. Like I said, I'm not blaming him for the loss because we know who that falls on. Dak Prescott, other than a pick, he did what he's supposed to do, which was being babysitted and don't hurt the team. He did what he can do. He even made some plays with his legs, which I need to see more of. But it's just sad and pathetic that I bring in all these toys and that you can't play with them because you got to be conservative to protect the team from Dak Prescott. That's crazy. If Dak ain't gonna run, then they need to go ahead and think about Trey Lance earlier. If he ain't gonna run, like I said, y'all take this with me. They need to use Dak Prescott like they do, like the Bills do with Josh Allen. I don't give a damn about him. No, run. I don't care. You know how to not take hits. Run. Slide. Run. Go. 2-yard run. Cool. 5-yard run. Yes. First down. Yes. Run. You're going to have opportunities because they're going to be worried about your wide receivers, all your receiving threats that you have accumulated. So they're going to be worried about them. Take off. Go. What are you doing? Why time and time again do we got to tell you to take off? Time and time again, we got to tell you to go back to Mississippi State Dak Prescott. Go back to 2016 Dak Prescott. Time and time again, we got to tell him. And time again, he don't listen. It is what it is, y'all. It is what it is this season. It is what it is. Either your defense going to rise to the occasion and man up, and Mike McCarthy is going to have to allow Dak Prescott he got to ease up a little bit on Dak Prescott and tell, hey, Dak, you got to make a play. Because if Dak can't make plays, we won't win nothing. I told y'all this. I don't care how great your team is. If Dak Prescott can't do what's necessary, you won't win. So, yes, you're handicapped by your quarterback. So choose wisely. You see, I would rather go with the young pup and Trey Lance because I know Trey going to run. I know he's going to run. Right now, if I'm having my offensive coordinator babysit him, my offensive coordinator can baby somebody like that. But for somebody who has the experience that Dak Prescott got and the talent that he has, we should be farther along in this offense and then just having to go ahead and just rely on him being babied. Statistics don't matter. Wins do. Dak Prescott, I don't care how ugly it looks. I just want to win. I don't care if you sucked it up, but then fourth quarter you come to play. Cause that's who I thought that you was going to be. I thought you was going to be a quarterback that, hey, it just may look trash sometimes, but at the end you're going to make a play and you're going to lead us to victory. That's what I thought that you were going to end up being. But you have been far from that. You're going to have to wake up and smell this coffee. You're going to have to wake up and just choose winning. Just like your defense, your soft-ass defense going to have to wake up and choose to win, so are you. Them two is the only thing that will hold this team back. Your quarterback not making plays when necessary, and your defense being softer than cotton. That will be your determining factors on whether your team will be successful in the 2023/2024 season. I don't care what's happening. I don't care what adversity we face. We already did face adversity. And our adversity that we face, we have the ability to overcome, but we haven't. Because that's a mindset thing. We're a veteran team, and we still out here talking about maybe we didn't prepare as good. We got out physical. We got out man. We didn't do our jobs, and we're a veteran team. Come on. We're a vet team now. We've been in the playoffs back-to-back years with young talent. This team is experienced. This team knows. This team has been in hostile environments. This team has went through it. This team has went through not having their quarterback. This team has went through some stuff. So this team ain't no rookies. This team ain't no young team. This team is seasoned. So all the excuses that anybody can make, it's unacceptable. Everything that's going on can be fixed. That's the good thing. That's the good thing about all this. It can be fixed. But the true question is, will it be fixed? Yeah. Diggs had that mentality. If Diggs get beat, he on to the next play. That's what I love. Diggs going to come back and atone for his mistake. I guess that could be an Alabama thing. That's why it's Nick Saban and them win. What's going to happen? I just gave y'all the formula. So every game, that's what we're going to have to look out for. Is Dak making plays? Is Dak converting with his legs? It's the defense being physical. Because with all of that, that's going to fix your red zone issues. That's going to fix your red zone issues. If Dak take more initiatives to make plays, and it could be something that's so simple as just throwing the ball up to CD. I don't care how ugly or pretty you look. It could just be so simple as a 3rd and 3 and Dak just take off. It could be something that's so simple as that. But that's what makes the quarterbacks who that they are. That's what separates the winning from the loser. Are you going to go ahead and make these plays when it needs to be made? Big time players make big time plays in big time games. And if I don't care what statistics that you may have, if you consider yourself a big time player and you don't make big time plays in big time games, you ain't no big time player, my boy. So I don't know who lied to y'all, but you ain't no big time player. I don't come from no sissy five ball. Dan Quinn don't come from no sissy five ball. Mike McCarthy don't come from no sissy five ball. And it's crazy how they accepting sissy five ball. Dan Quinn is allowing sissy five ball. Come on. You trying to tell me that misfit, their run fits is acceptable? You telling me that the run fits that they have been displaying these past couple years is acceptable? That's supposed to be Dan Quinn football? He just taking a step back and allowing them to do their thing. Dan Quinn, a lot of this is Dan Quinn's fault too. Let's be real. He's allowing these players to get away with this stuff. You keep bringing Neville Gallimore back. You keep going ahead and your philosophy keep being need for speed instead of need for physicality. I will sacrifice some pass rush just to get some real boys on that edge who gonna stop that run. I will sacrifice some pass rush. Maybe they need to put Harper in there. He may not be as sly, he may not be as swift as your other linebackers. But one thing that I know Harper gonna do, he gonna pop. That's one thing I know he gonna do. One thing I know Viliami gonna do, he gonna be physical with them tackles. That's one thing I know he gonna do. One thing I know Neville Gallimore gonna do, he gonna get blown off the ball. That's one thing I know Neville Gallimore gonna do. That's one thing I know he gonna do. Greedy. You got this week. You got Stevenson and you got Zeke. You trying to tell me that New England Patriots ain't gonna run that ball? Oh, they gonna run that ball. They gonna run right at you. They gonna test. They gonna test your chin. They gonna see what you about. They gonna see. Hold up, that blueprint. Cause you remember I told y'all. Y'all remember I said that Giants first drive. I didn't like that Giants first drive. That was a little something. Yeah, I know we blew them out though, but I told you I didn't like that Giants first drive. I don't know if y'all remember me saying that. And come to find out, boom, they hit us with that same thing. They didn't finesse you. They ran right at you. And you couldn't handle the pressure. Y'all ready for Stevenson? Because I ain't confident that they're going to be able to handle that. Because them two running backs together is more talented than what the Cardinals had. Their offensive line going to be a little bit better than what the Cardinals had. Their quarterback is going to be a little bit better than what the Cardinals had. Their defense is going to be a little bit better than what the Cardinals had. They said, is it time to panic? I'm gonna say yes. Because I didn't seen this before. I didn't seen how this movie played out. This is just the part 3. But I've seen this movie before. I've seen it. And it all ends the same. Different characters, different plots. But it all ends the same. So unless you just give me a plot twist, I don't know. You have the players to do it. And you have some players right now that you keep having to be inactive. That'll help fix this. Sacrifice that pass rush. Sacrifice a little bit just to go ahead and stop that. Do that. Just sacrifice a little bit. And it's going to make a world of difference. Even if you go ahead and sit, man, look, I will sit Dorrance Armstrong ass down. I will sit him down. Or Neville. And I'm activating Viliami this week. If I don't see Viliami activated, that's a problem. You can't tell me he ain't ready. I seen in the preseason that he was ready. He ready. I don't care about no rookie mistakes. Let him play. Let him help fix this. Get him ready for that week 5 game that we all been anticipating. Put that dog mentality in. Harper, look, as you can see, Marquise Bell is only going to do as well as if your D lineman is striking the offensive line. If they can't do that and he has to fight, that's not what he do. But if your defensive line is going to play like the way that they did, your edge, Harper will be something that you will help offset that. I'd rather take that tackle to tackle dude who gonna bust his ass to come up and pop than have a sideline dude who's only gonna be successful if he's free. Our whole objective was to keep Leighton and company free. The reason why you see Marquise Bell ball the first 2 games is because he was free. This game, he wasn't free. But linebackers, true linebackers get off the block and make the tackle. Your linebackers don't do that. They don't do that. And it definitely ain't consistent. They don't. Leighton doesn't do that. Leighton got to be free. Marquise Bell has to be free. Probably the best one that you may got toward that is probably Clark. But Harper, he going to pop that guard and he going to get off that block. And he going to get up there and try to make that play. Something that you should consider, Dan Quinn. Something that you should consider if your team is going to be soft. Yeah, but he didn't play as much from what I've seen, Gritty. Corey, man. He said, what happened to that doomsday defense? They thinking that they're going to bow down, Corey, like these teams are scared of them or something. I couldn't tell Arizona was scared. I couldn't tell that they were scared because I seen Arizona run at them. Arizona was like, man, I don't give a damn what y'all run. I don't give a damn what he about. They ran right at Micah Parsons. They wasn't scared of Micah. They said, we see what you doing, Phil. You not dedicated to the run, so we're going to run at you. You're going to run yourself out the play. You're going to go ahead and take an inside release, and he was going to run outside of you, and that's exactly what they did, I believe, for that score. So, Michael Parsons, when you talk about that the same things has happened, no, this team ran at you. This team tested your jaw. And to find out you didn't have no chin. Michael, you might want to rethink of what you said at that post game because I didn't like that. I didn't. That rubbed me the wrong way. For somebody that's supposed to be my leader, that like rubbed me the wrong way. Because if that's how my leader thinks, just think about if that's how my head thinks, then think about how that body is following. I would love for Osa to take initiative and be my leader. Osa, do all the right things. The team speak about you with reverence. I speak about you with reverence because I know you that guy. I would love for him to go ahead and be more outspoken and put Micah and them in check and let them know, do y'all see what I do week in, week out? Why are y'all inconsistent when I'm consistent? I would love for Osa to put it down like that. It's probably not going to happen like that, but if it did, I bet you they'll listen. I bet you they will listen. Mm-hmm. Man, what he say? I'm gonna have to let me see if I connect it real quick. Give me a second. I'll show you. I'll tell you what he said. That's rubbed me the wrong way. Hold on, give me a second, y'all. That's what this fool said. That man rubbed me the wrong way. Cause you know me, I read in between the lines. I listen to what's said and what ain't said, and how you said it. That's why I went off on old Bar Scott. You ain't gotta say it for you to say it to me, cause I know what you're saying. Let me see what. Let me go to this thing. That man pissed me off. Where you at? There you go. Peep this. A lot of slides protection, but I don't even think
I mean, if you look at the game and true drop back and rushes, I think I had, I was doing what I usually do, ball coming out fast, which you would expect. But it's just a game where it just never came into our favor. You know,
That's the start of what pissed me off. Because he talking about how they got rid of the ball. Of course they're gonna get rid of the ball quick. Every team will get rid of the ball quick. But he didn't say nothing about that sorry ass run defense that your team. He didn't say nothing about him being undisciplined in his run fits. Everything is pass, pass, pass. Get to the quarterback with him. He ain't talking about see everybody want to go ahead and kiss his ass. They want to kiss his ass because he's so great. Cool. We understand he great. We understand he gonna be one of the best to ever put on his jersey, though. But as a leader, you need to take responsibility of that run defense. All I heard was pass. Oh, they get the ball out quick. What about that run defense? They didn't beat you with the pass. They beat you with the run. And they was able to get some luck with the pass because they was whooping you with the run.
came into where he had to drop back and think to make the big throw or things like that. It was always he could have did whatever he wanted to. The full playbook was open, and it's just hard to play against. When you're
Why was it open, Micah? Why was it open? Why was a full playbook open, Micah? Because they was punking you in the run defense. Come on.
with a slow start, and that's just the reality of football. I think it's a little bit of both. I think it was something the Cardinals had said early on because the ref came to me and talked to me about if I wanted to tell him if I lined up a neutral, edging it, things like that. So I definitely think it was calling it. But yeah, I think we just beat ourselves. We put ourselves behind the eight ball a couple times and just, it just wasn't championship football.
With the run fits, was it anything that they showed you that he didn't expect, or was it y'all not
It
executing?
was it was just us.
They got to bring up the run fits. If they didn't bring up the run fits, he wouldn't have said nothing about no run fits. And that should have been the first thing that he said. Well, because I could have swore that he said that we had to earn our right to rush the passer. I could have swore that's what Michael Parsons said. So why is it everything about you getting the ball out quick? We understand that. You should be prepared for that.
And flat, us, you know, trying to make a play instead of just making plays together, and that just tends to happen.
Like I said, all that hero ball that you're doing. Everybody trying to be a hero. Instead of being a team full of team players like Osa and Big Hank, everybody want to be a damn hero. Micah, you want to be a damn hero instead of just doing your job, like what Dan Quinn told you to do. Just do your damn job and let it come to you, because it's gonna come to you if you do your damn job.
Look at the film, fix where we messed up, and just never make the same mistake twice. That's how you get better.
They were kind of joking about the surprise thing with Marcus saying that, but I mean, with how dominant you guys have been the first 2 weeks, was this? I mean, did it just really shock you that this happened?
I mean, the outcome is definitely shocking. It definitely hurts. Anytime you compete, it hurts to lose, but I take ownership. You know, I take full ownership. Just because I feel like I give the team a lot of energy, and I feel like I got to give more energy. I got to bring these guys together. We got to come together so we can play better on defense. So I take full ownership.
Bro, you already bring the energy. How much energy can you bring? You already bring that to the team. You already bring that to the team. What could you possibly do that's different? Oh, that's right. Stop the damn run.
It is losing a guy like Trayvon. Me and Trayvon feed off each other. That's really like my brother. Like, I talked to him already after the game. And it's tough to lose like someone, but we know we got his support, and we gotta play harder for Trayvon. We gotta play harder for him because I know how much he wants to be out here and the emotions he felt after injury. So we got to be better for him.
We know you're going to be better for yourself. What's your message?
Facts. Be better for yourself.
My message for us is never stress, never worry. Let's just get better. Like, it's still early on the season. This is the tough part about playing the National Football League. Every team has its day. The last 2 weeks we was light on fire, and today we came out and we got lit, and that's just the reality of football. And, and you look across the league, it happened to a couple teams. Reality sets in. You look at the Chiefs. Everyone thought the Chiefs would go out and blow out the Lions. The Lions came out lit and fired up. So the reality is we got to take in every game as like the Super Bowl, and we got to play up to our standard. We can't play down to teams, and I feel like that's what we did today.
Thank you, Micah.
Stop it. The Lions is not the Arizona Cardinals, 1. And the Chiefs was missing players. Stop it, Micah. Don't compare that. That's a bad comparison. 3. Number 3, Micah, you ain't talking about this run defense. You're not talking about this run defense. You want to talk about playing better. You know what's funny, though? It's funny how they talk about, he's basically saying how the team is dejected, that Trayvon Diggs is missing, but the team wasn't really dejected when Dak Prescott was missing. That has me reading it in between the lines. I'm gonna be real with you. They saying, "Oh, we get it done." Yeah, Dak Prescott. We got that. Oh, we lose Diggs. That tells me something. I don't know if people caught that, but they saying that the Diggs losing a corner, a Pro Bowl corner, was bigger than losing your so-called franchise quarterback. I would have thought it'd be the other way around. But Michael Parsons is telling you the team took that different, because I could have swore that the Super Bowl runner-ups, that next week you beat them with Cooper Rush. But the next week you lose to the Arizona Cardinals. Y'all ain't peeped that? Because I peeped that. Like I told you, I read between the lines. That ain't sounding right. That ain't sounding right. If he gonna take that, greedy. I'll agree to say that. If he gonna take that next step, it's gonna be his approach to the run. Now let's see what Big Hank or something like that. Let's see what a team player says in regards to the run. Let's see if that tone is different with Big Hank. Somebody who's new to the team still.
Forget your first Oreo cookie.
Could you just talk about the problems with running fits, stopping the run, and filling the first half and had 180 yards rushing?
I just think we went locked in all 11.
Facts.
Just went on the same page.
Facts.
AZ did a good job of capitalizing on us not being where we need to be, and he definitely gashed us too many times.
When you guys are rolling in the run defense, what are you guys doing better, well, as a unit?
Everybody's in their gap, getting some knockback, playing a gap and a half, and today that wasn't.
Facts.
Pretty much we didn't do that at all, man. You got to get it.
Playing a gap and a half, getting some knockback. Mindset, doing your job. So you were just on the same page for 2 weeks. Now all of a sudden, Arizona, you're not on the same page. What kind of inconsistency? That's that inconsistency. That level of inconsistency is unacceptable for a team with championship aspirations. That level of inconsistency is unacceptable, especially early on. It ain't you banged up. What that have to do with your front seven, though, is what I'm saying. Passing, we understood that it was going to be an adjustment. I'm not even too mad of the Marquise Brown catches or maybe the busting coverage, even though, I am, but I can get over that. But we got punked. That has nothing to do with Trayvon Diggs. That has everything to do with your mindset. It ain't a physical thing because we know that you're capable of doing that. This is a this thing. If we're a weak-minded defense, then how the heck can we expect this defense to be led? So we being led by somebody that's weak-minded. Anybody that's weak-minded will fold. Will fold when it counts. And this week was an example of them folding when it counts. We're missing 60% of the offensive line. We lost our Pro Bowl corner. This would have been a perfect opportunity for our best unit on the team to take a hold and take over a game to help lead this team to victory, but it didn't do that. The game where y'all needed to show up the most is the game that y'all didn't show up at all. That's all I'm saying.
It's credit. They came out and punched us in the face. So just gotta, watch the film, learn from it, and get ready for next week.
Is it harder when they have so many guys that can?
You see the difference? They punched us in the face. Michael Parsons, like, I've seen the same thing. I. Not we, I. Just the difference between a team player and somebody who just talks about I. Quite frankly, if we want to be honest, if we was to not have Michael Parsons, yes, it'll be different. Yes, this team won't be as good rushing, but we will still be a good pass rushing team. I promise you that. You have good pass rushers. Micah, look, you got to understand this. Yes, Micah is helping all this raise to another level, but you still have good rushers. This team has still been getting to the quarterback before Micah Parsons. Law still been getting to the quarterback. Fowler has a record of getting to the quarterback. Sam Williams will get to the quarterback. So all that all I hear is I don't hear no we. And this is my best player talking like this.
James, the quarterback, Rondale, all those guys.
And they had a good amount of guys that were making big plays today. Hats off to those guys. They just was the better team today. We just gotta watch the film get better and move on from this.
I'm surprised it is the way y'all performed the first two games. And 7-10 deficit, you stopped the run. And coming in to face Arizona team is 0-2 and to get handled like that.
It's definitely a punch in the mouth, man. Like, obviously, I don't think we expect for us to go down like this, but that's definitely what happened today. We just got to learn from it and can't allow that to happen again.
When they were able to run the ball like they did, and it's kind of hard to get a pass rush, does that kind of take you out of rhythm? Because in the last couple of games, you guys have just really excelled at getting after the quarterback.
Yeah, we was never definitely in rhythm, especially when it came to pass. They didn't really look like that. We really needed to pass the ball. We didn't do a good job of stopping their run or inside or outside. So just got to watch the film. Like I said, just kind of get better and not let this happen again.
Thank you, Ronnie. Appreciate it.
Hey, one thing I could tell y'all is that this team needs another leader that's not Michael Parsons. Like when it was rumored that this team was interested in Calais Campbell, I was all over that because I understood that he was going to bring an attitude and a leadership that this team doesn't have. And that's something that, like I said, y'all, I don't know if y'all remember me saying this, but I said that Michael Parsons needs something that he can look up to. He has nobody on this team that he can look up to. Michael Parsons needs somebody that he can look up to. Nobody on this team was looking up to him. They've been looking up to Michael Parsons since he got there. That's not good. That's not going to get your team over the hump. When you go to Pittsburgh, right? Look at the Pittsburgh. Najee Harris, Mike Tomlin told Najee Harris, hey, I'm going to need you to go get with Cam Hayward. Get with them. They had people that's talented that they can look up to, no matter what side of the ball is on, that they can look up to. That's why the Pittsburgh Steelers don't never have losing seasons under Mike Tomlin, whether it's an off year or not. That's why that leadership, that's why they can come and get them ugly wins. It don't matter how ugly or pretty you look, it just matters that you win. And if we don't win pretty, if we don't win getting 10 sacks in 2 games, then you get results like this. And it shouldn't be like this. A good defense is going to go ahead and win in a multitude of ways. And if you're going to be able to do what you do best, you have to stop the run. And just getting Mozzie Smith and bringing back Hankins and the evolution of Osa is not enough. I promise you, it's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. So Mike is going to have to get that selfish attitude out of him. And you're going to go ahead and some of the team players that you have drafted to help this defense that's what's going to help this defense go. That's what's going to help this defense go. Now, I know Micah said that he wanted Leighton back, but that's not going to help this defense go. You need physicality. You need that attitude. You need a mindset. You need a leader that they can look up to. Micah don't look up to DeMarcus Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence is trying to figure out how young he is and trying to keep up with him. And this year alone, he had to try to get back to who he was, which was try to be a leader of the defense. But you don't no longer hold that title anymore. It's Micah Parsons. And I think that was a transition for DeMarcus Lawrence to get over. He has to have somebody that he can look up to. It has to be done. This defensive line is not a finished product. They need to get rid of one of these pass rushers and go get them somebody that's going to be established and with a mindset to get this thing going. That's the only way. We're gonna go. Look, if that attitude don't change, if some of this personnel don't change, we're gonna be disappointed. Facts. Overshawn would have definitely brought you some attitude. He definitely would have brought you some attitude. Definitely. This year, Overshawn, just get in that weight room. Overshawn, he gonna be that one. For Hoku, they give him an opportunity, man. I wouldn't necessarily convert him all the way to a D tackle. I'll let him be a tweener. You know, it's kind of like that Crawford. I would Tyrone Crawford him. Rush him inside, but base in. That's what I'll do to him. That's what they wanted to do with Golston, and it hasn't worked out. It hasn't worked out thus far. People ain't gonna want to hear this, but that's just the truth. We've been talking about this for quite some time, and it has came back time and time again. Will we make the playoffs with this team? Yes, it'll be a travesty if we don't make the playoffs with the team. More than likely, I'm 90% sure that this team will make the playoffs. That's not the issue. The issue is reaching our goals, which is making noise in the playoffs. That's the true issue. Not getting there, because this team is going to get there. We're not worried about this team is going to win double digits. That's not the issue. That's not the issue at all. The issue is when it's time to turn it on and play that second season. And y'all gonna remember this live. And if here to the trading deadline, something doesn't happen, you're gonna remember this live. Remember to bookmark this live. If this doesn't change, this is going to be your downfall. It's going to be your down. I see it already. I don't need 6 games to see it. I just needed to see this one time to know, that's not what I like to see. A real team should have beat the Cardinals, no matter what circumstances what you want. If we would have won that game, my tone would be a little bit different. I still would come to you with concern, but my tone would be a little bit different. The fact that you lost that game in the manner that you did is the reason why my tone is a cause for concern the way that it is. Ponder on that. I don't think these podcasts, these channels, the Dallas Cowboys 105.3 The Fan is going to tell you this. But that's just what it is. See, football is a simple game that in order to win, you still got to have some of the same thing. Every team has the same things. Yeah, you can win in different ways, but that same makeup, the heart, the determination, the continuity. See, we may have the continuity, but we don't got that heart. That's what we missing. We don't got that heart. We ain't got no heart. We heartless. And not in a good way, but in a cha-cha-cha, Charmin type of way. We can draft good. We can do all kind of good. But they got to fix that. So I hope, Dan Quinn, I hope you're listening. I hope you in the car, you listening to this. Because you know it's the truth. You know it's the truth. You know it's the truth. That's all I'm saying. But anywho, man, I might come back. I don't know if y'all want to, but I was thinking about doing like a little watch party for that 4:00 Eagles game. If y'all want me to do that, I'll come back and we'll do a watch party. We'll dissect it because I ain't watched the Eagles yet. I seen some clips though, but I ain't really watched them yet. So I would do that if y'all want me to come back and check that out, and we watch that together and we look at them because they was out there talking big mess yesterday. So now it's your time to shine, Philly. Now it's your time to shine. Put up or shut up, because it's a game that you supposed to win. If we're gonna be real, they can talk about all they want to, but we in week 3. We in week 3. So if y'all want to, I'll come back and we'll do like a little do a little watch party and watch that game. Look at that Eagle. What time they come on? Cause I think it come on like an hour. Cause no, they got like they doing their little 2 Monday night games. Let me see. Yep. Come on in about an hour and 15. They got Philly by 5.5. Okay. Yeah. But all right, y'all. You ready to get up out of here? I don't know about this team, y'all. I don't know about this team.